Hello everyone, I'm Jesus Armas and this is the very first video that I will be making for my band, Flaw's Theorem. And I am going to talk about one of the songs that we released a couple of weeks ago, which is named Shall We Pray. Let's take a look into that mix. And here we are, finally. Let me organize this a little bit better because I was recording data a few days ago. Alright. So this is the session. As you can see, everything was made with MIDI, literally MIDI, except for the vocals, obviously. But you know, the song actually does not have many elements inside of it. I mean, it does have a piano, it has some strings, some pizzicato details, some arrangements, that kind of stuff, and that's basically everything it has. So let's begin with this. Let's begin with our piano, as you may wonder. So let's take a listen to that. Simple, B minor, that's pretty nice, it's pretty awesome. Then we have some pads going on here. This is from Spitfire Labs. Pretty cool. I love that pad because it gives this sense of celestial sound. It's just amazing. Then we have this. I mean, this one is pretty fun. This is the UVI piano. Classic pad, but this one actually is working twice because we have two parts of it. The part one is a classic and pad, and the part two is all strings pizzicato, and this is the sound that we get from it. Because it's pretty, funny. I mean, I really like the way it sounds. It reminds me of Tim Burton a little bit, to be honest. So this is basically most of the instrumentation. I mean, the instruments are actually something that you can tell that it's pretty simple at some point, but harmonically speaking, that's where the actual magic comes, because I mean, the fact of having this type of energy and this type of harmonic richness, it's just great. So let's take a listen to the entire song like it is to see how that works.
Closer coming back to this place.
Shall we pray? Shall we pray?
The end of the world seems closer to the fifth day. Since then we're stuck inside this common grave. There is no way to get out of here. Stay inside before you see her face. Listen to the man in a suit behind the days. I love the way that sounds. It sounds like, with pain. We'll get to that in a minute, actually, don't worry about that. But I want to talk about the mixing process too, just a little bit of that. Basically when it comes to the sampling, like, the pianos, the strings and all of that stuff, it was always like this, If we open up the mixer panel, we'll get to see that here. We have the UVI workstation on those three, then we have the Minigram from Abbott, which is a great piano plugin, I recommend this one. And then we have the Labs. For some of those, we have the EQ3 doing some slight boosts and cuts, and that really helps. I am not gonna lie, that really helps. And then we have, for example, on this one, we have this BF2A compressor going into our strings. It really does give a different character to the sound, which is what I wanted to do. Vocal-wise, sort of like the same thing. We have Melodyne on top, because, I mean, why not to use Melodyne? It does make your vocals sound even better. And I'm not against saying that. This is just not a secret for anybody. Melodyne is being used everywhere. This Pultec type EQ, which is actually meant not for vocals only,
but also for drums, guitars, and whatever you want to do. I just wanted to give some character on a 100 Hertz area and to attenuate some of that as well. Some of that rumble of the vocal in the microphone in the room. And then I have the BF2A doing a little bit of that compression too, giving it just some of that volume. And some reverb, church burp, medium. I mean, what I really wanted to get was this big, massive wall of sound on the vocals by not having too many vocals. I mean, I don't know if you get it like that, but it's pretty simple. I wanted them to make them sound huge without the necessity of adding layers and layers and layers onto the vocal. That example is right here on the final chorus. Let's take a listen to that. Sorry about that. Let's take a listen to this section. Only the vocals, and you'll get to see what I'm talking about here, which is basically this, you know, this wall of sound that I was talking about in a minute. So let's take a listen.
The writers have seen those who pray.
So if we break down all of these, we get to have these backgrounds here.
The writers have seen those who pray.
And then we have this. We have some high-end backgrounds too.
The writers have seen those who pray.
It's really cool actually. And then with the vocals, the lead vocals.
The writers have seen those who pray. And I shed tears by this grace.
I love that. The best part for me is when it starts growling on the vocals, some fry vocal technique. Let's take a listen to that in solo, so we can say how it is.
Shall we pray?
Final part.
We're all condemned, we're all a part of the devil gang.
So if you take a listen to the backgrounds here, it's massive. And not only massive, but sounds terrifying for me.
We're all condemned, we're all a part of the devil gang.
I love that. So this is basically everything we got onto this track. You know, this is just pretty simple. We have some pianos going on, some classic pianos and pads going on as well, some strings arranging a little bit of the sections. In fact, we called it UVI ARP. That's the way I called it here. And this is what we get. It reminds me like a soundtrack. That arrangement. If you'd like to listen to this song, let me know, because it's actually on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon, and Google Play, and many other platforms available for you guys and your enjoyment. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. Hit subscribe right where it says subscribe on the red button, and of course subscribe to this channel, Flaw's Theorem's YouTube channel, and see ya next time. And as I said before, shall we pray? Who knows? Perhaps we have to.